Welcome to Farming Aid. Think you've seen it all when it comes to chickens? Think again. Today, we're diving into the world of the weird, the wonderful, and the downright rare. These aren't your everyday backyard birds, these are legendary, exotic, and nearly mythical chickens that most people have never even heard of. From dragons on two legs to chickens with tails longer than your car, prepare to be amazed. These rare breeds aren't just eye-catching, they come with fascinating histories, incredible traits, and stories that will leave you stunned. So buckle up, because what you're about to see will change the way you look at poultry forever. In the world of poultry farming, most people are familiar with popular breeds like the Rhode Island Red, Leghorn, or even the Silkie. But hidden deep in the folds of history and scattered across remote regions are rare and exotic chicken breeds that many have never heard of. Birds that carry centuries of cultural significance, unusual physical features, or highly specific traits that make them prized by collectors, heritage breed enthusiasts, and small-scale farmers alike. These chickens are not just unique for their beauty or mystery, but also for their genetic diversity, resilience, and in some cases, their surprisingly practical contributions to small backyard farms. Our journey into this hidden side of chicken breeding begins in the lush, mountainous terrains of Vietnam, where one of the most bizarre and fascinating breeds resides, the Iam Semini's lesser-known cousin, the Dong Tao chicken. Unlike the sleek black skin and feathers of the Semini, the Dong Tao is famous for its unusually large, almost dragon-like legs. These thick, muscular legs are not a deformity but a trait bred over generations, making the chicken not only visually striking but also a delicacy reserved for Vietnamese royalty and elite banquets. The meat is dense and flavorful, commanding high prices in specialty markets. However, breeding them is not for the faint of heart. They are notoriously difficult to hatch due to their large legs interfering with the incubation process, and they require careful handling, as their legs are prone to injury. Despite these challenges, small breeders across Asia and even a few in the West have begun working to preserve this bird, drawn by its mythic appearance and culinary value. Equally captivating is a breed that traces its lineage to the rugged, wind-swept Shetland Islands of Scotland, known as the Shetland Hen. This breed is so rare that even many heritage chicken experts haven't encountered one in person. Adapted to survive in the harsh coastal climates, Shetland hens are small but incredibly hardy birds, capable of foraging and thriving on sparse pastureland where other chickens would fail. Their feathers come in various shades, often with wild, irregular barring and speckling, making each bird a kind of living artwork. Historically, they were valued by crofters not just for their eggs, which they lay with surprising regularity despite tough conditions, but also for their ability to fend off predators and their independent nature. These birds are excellent mothers, often hatching and raising chicks without any human assistance. However, their independent streak means they're not the best fit for tight confinement or factory farming. The Shetland hen's near disappearance can be traced to the modernization of agriculture, which favored uniform, high-yield breeds. Yet a small group of passionate breeders in the British Isles are determined to keep the Shetland's legacy alive, recognizing its potential as a sustainable, self-reliant bird for homesteaders seeking resilience over productivity. From the windswept moors of Scotland, we shift focus to the dazzling mountains of Malaysia, where one of the most visually surreal chickens ever bred continues to baffle and amaze, the Sarama. Though gaining modest popularity in Southeast Asia, most of the world still doesn't know this tiny breed exists. Weighing no more than 500 grams at maturity, the Sarama is the smallest chicken breed in the world. But what it lacks in size, it makes up for in attitude. These birds are known for their upright posture, proud strut, and often comical presence. Their chests puff out like miniature roosters ready for battle, and their tame nature makes them highly interactive pets. In Malaysia, they are prized for competitions where birds are judged not just on size or plumage, but on their behavior and presence, almost like poultry beauty pageants. Despite their ornamental status, Saramas are relatively easy to keep in small spaces, making them ideal for urban chicken keepers or hobbyists with limited land. However, their small size also makes them vulnerable to cold temperatures and predators, meaning they require more attentive care than standard breeds. Their genetics are also somewhat unpredictable. Breeding for size, feather type, and posture often results in a wide array of outcomes, so serious Sarama breeders must be meticulous and patient. Though they remain obscure outside of Malaysia and a few enthusiast circles in the United States and Europe, the Sarama's growing popularity hints at a bright future for this pint-sized wonder. Crossing continents again, we land in the remote villages of Iceland, where a relic of Viking-era agriculture still scratches the frozen earth, the Icelandic chicken. With origins dating back over 1,000 years, these birds are a genetic treasure trove. Known for their extreme cold hardiness, strong immune systems, and foraging instincts, Icelandic chickens are one of the few landrace breeds that have remained mostly untouched by commercial breeding programs. Their appearance varies widely, no two birds look the same. Comb types, feather colors, and body shapes all differ, a testament to their genetic diversity. This variation isn't a flaw but rather a strength, allowing the breed to adapt to a wide range of environments. Conditions. Icelandic chickens are excellent layers, even in winter, and are known to be fiercely independent yet personable. In their native country, they were once ubiquitous, but with the rise of imported hybrid breeds, their numbers dwindled dangerously low. Thankfully, conservation efforts in recent decades, both in Iceland and among dedicated breeders abroad, have helped stabilize their population. Yet they remain rare, often traded among breeders in limited quantities due to strict biosecurity and export regulations. Their value lies not just in their adaptability or egg production, but in the broader role they play in preserving agricultural biodiversity in an era of increasing monoculture and genetic narrowing. Last, but far from least, is a breed whose name evokes mystery and elegance, the Anugodori, Japan's mythical long-tailed chicken. The name itself means, honorable fowl, and once you've seen an Anugodori, it's easy to understand why. Males of this breed can grow tails that stretch over 20 feet long, trailing behind them like feathered cloaks of royalty. This dramatic plumage is not a trick of genetics alone, it also requires intensive care and special housing to prevent feather breakage. Anugodoris are kept in raised enclosures with perches to support tail growth, and their feathers don't molt annually like other chickens, allowing them to achieve such extraordinary lengths. Historically, they were kept by Japanese nobility and even considered living cultural treasures. Today, they are incredibly rare, with only a few hundred birds existing in Japan and fewer still abroad. Breeding them is a painstaking art, and only master breeders with years of experience attempt to raise them. While they're not particularly productive in terms of egg laying or meat, they are living monuments to human dedication, beauty, and the fusion of art and nature. Owning an Anugodori is like keeping a phoenix in your backyard. A commitment not just to the bird, but to the history and craftsmanship behind it. When we talk about rare chicken breeds, we're not just talking about birds with unusual feathers or quirky traits. These chickens represent stories, traditions, and agricultural ecosystems that are at risk of disappearing. Each one, from the dragon-legged dong Tao to the phoenix-tailed Anugodori, is a testament to the diversity and richness that still exists in the poultry world, waiting to be rediscovered and appreciated. They remind us that beyond the industrial breeds optimized for maximum output lies a deeper world of poultry heritage that's every bit as fascinating as it is important. These rare birds also challenge us to think differently about what we value in farming. Should we always prioritize productivity, or is there room to support biodiversity, sustainability, and culture? In an age where many traditional breeds face extinction due to lack of awareness or economic viability, videos like this one serve an important role. By showcasing these rare breeds, we give them visibility, and perhaps inspire a new generation of farmers, backyard keepers, and hobbyists to preserve them for future generations. Moreover, rare chicken breeds often bring surprising benefits to small farms and backyard setups. Because many of them evolved or were bred under harsh conditions, they tend to have stronger natural immune systems, better foraging instincts, and higher adaptability than commercial breeds. This can lead to lower feed costs, fewer disease outbreaks, and greater self-sufficiency for those raising them. And while they may not lay as many eggs or grow as quickly as industrial layers or broilers, what they lack in quantity they often make up for in quality. The eggs of these heritage breeds are often richer in flavor, with deeper yolks, and their meat carries a texture and depth that's increasingly rare in mass-market poultry. Some chefs and gourmet consumers will pay top dollar for meat and eggs from these breeds, creating niche markets for farmers who choose to specialize in them. Beyond economics, rare chickens bring personality and beauty into the backyard. Their distinct looks, whether it's the petite confidence of a Sarama or the windswept wildness of a Shetland, make them living art. They also serve educational purposes, especially for children and communities interested in sustainable agriculture and animal husbandry. Schools, eco-farms, and animal sanctuaries are increasingly using rare breeds as ambassadors for biodiversity. Seeing a flock of multicolored Icelandic chickens or a dong Tao rooster strutting with his massive legs can spark curiosity and wonder in people who've never thought twice about where their eggs or chicken meat comes from. And that curiosity can grow into care for the food system, for conservation, and for the invisible heritage embedded in every feather and crow. And there you have it, 5 of the rarest, most extraordinary chicken breeds on the planet that most people don't even know exist. These birds aren't just beautiful or bizarre, they're living pieces of history, culture, and biodiversity. Whether you're a farmer, a backyard chicken keeper, or just someone who loves the unusual, these breeds remind us how diverse and fascinating the world of poultry really is. If you enjoyed this journey into the rare and remarkable, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more mind-blowing animal content, and drop a comment telling us which breed surprised you the most. Until next time, keep exploring the unexpected, because in farming and in life, there's always more than meets the eye.